American men are not lazy, they are not weak, they are not burned out, they are being slowed down efficiently. There is a system that has been running for over a century, and its goal is not to make you rich, but to keep you functioning. If you wake up tired in the morning, if even the weekend doesn't restore you, but payday suddenly gives you energy, that's not burnout, that's design. 65% of American men report feeling constantly tired. And this is not just physical fatigue, it is mental fatigue, financial fatigue, temporal fatigue, and most people keep searching for the cause in the wrong place. I need more discipline, I need more motivation, I need to work harder. But it's not that. The real question is this: what if the problem isn't the individual? What if the problem is the system? At the beginning of the last century, the structure of production changed. Factories shifted to mass production. Time was adjusted not to human rhythm, but to machine rhythm. 8 hours of work, 5 days a week, the same cycle, every week. It became robotic. This system was designed for production, not for human energy. Time was organized around efficiency, not individual needs, and that structure still continues today. Factories became offices, assembly lines became computer screens, but time discipline remained the same. Clock in, clock out. Prepare on the weekend. Restart on Monday. But the modern system doesn't stop there, because work no longer stays at work. Emails come home, messages arrive at night, meetings run longer. The phone is always on. Remote work was presented as freedom, but in reality, it blurred boundaries. The thin line between work and private life disappeared, and this constant accessibility created an invisible fatigue. But the real pressure comes from a second mechanism: debt. In America, adult life usually begins with debt. Student loans, car loans, credit cards, mortgages. Debt is not just a financial tool. Debt creates obligation, and obligation shapes behavior. If you have to pay rent, you can't take risks. If your credit score drops, you can't find housing. If your health insurance depends on your job, you can't walk away. This is not a conspiracy. This is structure. It pushes you into a corner. It makes you feel trapped. The paycheck-to-paycheck cycle keeps the system stable. Work, pay bills, work again. As savings shrink, your freedom of movement shrinks. And as freedom shrinks, psychological pressure rises. That pressure creates many other problems. There is also a cultural layer. In modern America, masculinity is still measured through production and income. How much do you earn? How much are you growing? How far have you progressed? Success has become synonymous with productivity. Even resting can create guilt. Even free time is seen as something that must be used efficiently. And in such an environment, fatigue is interpreted as personal weakness. But when millions of people feel the same thing, it stops being personal. It becomes social. Fatigue here is a result of structure. Work hours are long, financial pressure is constant, inflation rises, housing prices increase, and all of this affects your psychology. Income growth often fails to keep up with the cost of living. Because costs keep rising, income growth stays slightly behind. That creates a permanent need to keep moving. Stopping feels risky. Slowing down feels risky. Taking a break feels risky. Over time, this produces chronic, low-level stress. Not panic, but constant pressure, and constant pressure drains energy. Even if you sleep, you wake up unrested, because your mind never fully shuts down. This isn't muscle fatigue, it's mental fatigue, financial fatigue, anxiety about the future. The modern system turns time into a commodity. Time is sold, time is scheduled, time is optimized, but very few truly own it. That's why many men cannot fully relax, even on weekends, because Monday has already begun in their minds. This system did not appear by accident. The Industrial Revolution, financial expansion, credit economies, and productivity culture combined to form today's structure. This structure prioritizes economic continuity, not human energy. That's why fatigue is not the exception, it is the norm. But just because something is normal does not mean it is natural. Saying "I'm tired every day" has become ordinary, but ordinary does not mean healthy. American men are not fragile. They are not weak. They are operating inside a system, and the system never stops. The goal of this video is not to create hopelessness. It is to shift the frame. Fatigue may not be a failure of personal discipline. It may be structural, and without understanding the structure, trying to fix the individual is often not enough. The real question is this: is the source of your exhaustion truly you, or the system you are inside? As long as the structure remains invisible, the blame will always fall on the individual. But once the structure becomes visible, fatigue begins to make sense. This is not burnout. This is structural fatigue. And structural fatigue has a structure.